Let's get this done, shall we? Turn the host off so that it doesn't interfere with broadcast actually broadcasting. Now, you see me looking at the Machine Works bridge because I realized something. And it's kind of annoying, but it makes sense. What we're gonna have to do to get that energy cell we were looking at is we're gonna have to go around. We're gonna have to get in the ship, go to the other side, go to the other end of that Machine Works bridge to extend it the other way, and then presumably it'll do something for us involving getting what we need. I'm hoping it's more than just a shortcut. If it is, that's a problem. If it is just a shortcut, that is. We'll find out in a moment here. Because it shouldn't take me long to get over there. Meanwhile, as we speak, the last part should be up on YouTube. If it isn't, I'll fix it once I'm done here today. And then the part after that will, of course, go up tomorrow. Why does it seem a little loud again? Right, it's the dial on my own headset. Okay, we're fine. Everything is fine. Been a bit since we fought those things. Not sure where he scarpered off to. Oh. He foolishly hopped down in front of me. Mostly fighting these just to get the rhythm back after not finishing it yesterday. Okay, you guys are taking entirely too long to die. Okay, looks like everything is okay. I saw something odd in my other monitor. Hey, Amber. Ow. Should be straightforward enough to get to where we need to be. Yep, that's dead end. Because for all that this area felt pretty big when we were here originally, it's actually pretty small. We just need to get here. So 2 more rooms and we'll be where we need to be to extend the other end of the bridge. I feel like that should have made contact, but whatever. Doesn't matter. We can't climb that. That's for getting back down the other way. So it's going to be a little bit longer than I am claiming, because I have to go around the other way. I could probably do a bunch of spring ball and ball jump, bomb jump and all that nonsense to get up there. But honestly, going around will end up quicker. we go. Now we're in the right room again anyway. Even with double jumping, we have to go over here. Not quite the way that would have made sense to get around here. Also, I didn't actually need to be up here at all. Good job, Brain. How do I get down there again? Oh, I need to move this out of the way, don't I? Yeah, I do. Which actually, that's a power generator anyway. That might actually be useful. That might actually be what I actually need for the tower to open up. Because it did say it was missing a power source. Which would also explain why this is connected to that bridge in the first place, because you have to move that to get to where you need to be to get across. I see, says the blind man. Because this then opens up the other side. Aha! I've learned something. I assume having both sides of this makes the walls go down? Nope. Okay. Still can only get through by jumping through it then. Got it. Little weird, but you know what? I can work with it. Not that I really have a choice but to work with it anyway. Okay, now we're back here. We just need to get back out. If I'm understanding the situation correctly, we have exactly what we need now. The room in question is over here. So I just want to go through that door over here. Yep. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I'm just trying to make sure I don't have my wires get crossed on me again. Aha! Because it was also a little weird that there was that big empty space up there. That definitely looked like something belonged there. Uh-huh, and that was the other oddity, was the fact that that wall kind of led to nothing. Now we can get the energy cell we needed. Easy as pie. That's gonna be one minor complication, though. Things have moved around a bit in here. I got a path slightly differently. Sigh. One of these days, you'd think I'd learn. Blowing things up in my own face is not effective. And yet here we are. I was fully expecting to run into that bomb on that move, and I was going to be very upset. But I think that'll be it for Brio once we have this. We're now carrying 3 cells, and I think there was 2 here. Or that we were missing. Yes, because that one's in Skytown and this one's in Norian. So we don't have to be here anymore. We can leave. So next stop will be Norian to go grab that energy cell. I miss, I just jump very aggressively through all of that. I don't want to have to deal with it. That spits us out in here, which will immediately lead us to exactly where I want to be. It's amazing what being just a bit more coherent will do for your pathing in a game like this. Now we say I'm more coherent, then I immediately do something like that. Now we just call down the ship, go to Norian, go get the cell from over there. Then go get the one in Skytown, which that's gonna probably take a bit. Just because Skytown's kind of my Achilles heel. And then from there, it's back to the Valhalla to put in all the energy cells, figure out what the hell the point of dealing with the rest of Valhalla is. Then it'll finally be onto the Leviathan, over to Phase, and then presumably finishing this. And I know that was a lot to rattle off in one go. It's fine. Y'all don't need to worry about it. I just need to remember that. Let's go to Docking Hub Alpha for the moment, so I can figure out the layout of Norian again, because it has been a long time since we've been there. That was day 1 and then never again. So a lot of things are going to be different for us here, since we have a whole slew of new abilities. Which I might take the time to clear up some stuff in here. I might not. Since I'm reasonably confident I know where that energy cell is, it might be worthwhile to grab some extra gear, since I assume there's going to be some extra stuff sitting around, since we couldn't access most of this place. Let's have a look at the map. Because I assume over here in Generator B is where the cell's gonna be, since that's the only place in here where we haven't been. So there's 1 or 2 odds and ends areas that I remember seeing that we couldn't get into. Is like there was the one section that you had to rewire. There was, of course, the ice door we saw on the map. Things like that. You know, I feel like it's tradition. Every time I'm on this map, I have to fall in that damn hole. Yeah, right over here. Since it's where we need to go, I may as well fix it. Those were a lot harder to do with the Wii motion controls, let me tell you. I mean, that seems pretty easy to get. Just gotta watch the timing. And of course, I say that, and now I'm gonna fuck it up like 7 times. Especially if the camera angle prevents me from even getting in there in the first place. Come on. Come on, game. Are you fucking kidding me? Please. Thank you. Please. Okay, you know what? They want to be fucky with the timing on that. I'm not about it. We're not going to deal with it. I don't need 1 missile expansion. I'm good. Hi. Well, color me confused. It must be down below. Ah, that's how we get down below. No? Odd. Oh, there's just stairs. Fair enough. Data storage. Federation scouts discovered the planet Brio 10 years ago. The planet's alignment makes most of the surface uninhabitable. 48% of the world is always exposed to the sun, with another 48% shrouded in permanent night. The remaining 4% lies on an equatorial ring of fertile jungle, where the bulk of Brio's bioforms dwell. Fuel gel is common on Brio, which makes it extremely important to the Federation. And the local bioforms are quite primitive, though there are ruins that indicate an advanced culture thrived on Brio in centuries past. Special access codes. I assume that's actually something you can use, but I have no idea what that actually does. Skytown? Skytown is a network of advanced structures floating in the atmosphere of planet Elysia. Most of the base is dedicated to research from a local ultra-interstellar level, while the powerful sensors of Skytown provide useful military intelligence data along with research information. An Aurora unit analyzes the vast amount of data collected by the station. It is supported by the Elysians, a group of sentient mechanoids that live within the base. So that's a nice little bit of extra information. Information we could have used before we went to those places, but you know. Really wouldn't have mattered that much anyway. Yep. There's gonna be a doings transpiring. Okay. Got some Phazon critters running around. Morphology. Hopping Metroid. Uses razor-sharp talons in battle, susceptible to cold-based attacks. See, these have the typical Metroid weakness of cold, and they're not protected by the fact that they can phase out of this reality at all. Unlike the Phazon Metroids. So these really aren't much of a threat, it seems. I assume they're just gonna keep spawning until I get rid of this thing. No? What's this thing's deal, then? Ah! Other way around. I do have to kill them in order to get rid of it. The rate at which they were popping out made me think that they were just gonna keep on spawning. Yeah, I figured since that one went hyper mode, that must be the last one. Now we can land here. Okay. Suspicious. Been a bit since we've had one of these doors. Suppose that's indicative of when you would be able to do that. Okay. Oh boy. Things got a little unpleasant in here over time, it seems. Oh great, we gotta do another one of these fights, huh? Same shit. Got it. Same fight, worse positioning. Ah. Let go of me, you piece of shit. Oh, that's gonna be upsetting. And I suppose I should be thankful that it doesn't do too much damage when you fall off the map. Like, there are certainly worse things that could happen there. Like, falling off could be instant death, just like old games. Not necessarily any old Metroid games as far as death pits go, but you know what I mean. It's one thing the series has always done on the Smart with, was not really having much in the way of just instant death pits. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. I mean, it's a Metroid Hatcher, so it makes sense that these are here. But I don't have to be happy about it. I'm just happy it doesn't grow any of these back during the fight. So you have less targets you need to get through further and further in instead of it getting more and more. The hitbox on them is a bit funky though. I definitely hit like the entire space where that thing was. It just was like, nah. You didn't hit the exact pixel, so nah. You're gonna have to try again. That's the end of that. At the very least, we came out of that better than we did last time. And we had to fight one of those. Of course, you know, it doesn't hurt that we knew what to do this time. And there's the energy cell I want. Now, I don't really want it, but I need it. Without it, we can't get to the rest of the Valhalla, and without getting to the rest of the Valhalla, we can't finish the game. So I don't know how much of the Valhalla I need to get through. Since we were already pretty close to what I would assume the end of it would be. It's a whole thing. Oh hell, there's the Nimble Raid. We'll give it a minute and let him be able to hear me, and then we'll go ahead and respond to that. I heard the notification sound this time, so at least alerts are back to working properly. Give it a minute for it to finish going through. Hey Nimble, thank you for the raid. How was your stream? And for everybody who hasn't seen me before, I'm Drac. I'm a bit of a fool, and I play whatever the hell comes to mind more often than not. Usually retro stuff, though. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Bibbidi. How is everybody? How is everything? Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
Data received.
All things for science. It always has to be science. We're just finishing up getting the last of the things I need to get the piece of data I need in order to be able to go to the final area. But there's still plenty of game before we actually get there. I mean, the theory is sound. The theory is sound there, but I'm guessing it didn't work. Oh, okay. Like I said, the logic of that makes sense. But I was fully expecting the game not to let you do that. Mostly because it made sense. Go ahead and go to landing area A. Okay. Just a super strong Houndour, I assume. At the very least. Ah, okay. So they would need to both be Houndooms then to become the Mega Houndoom? I mean, that makes sense. Twice the Dodrio makes twice the heads. Could you imagine the noise 6 of those would make constantly? You would never hear the end of that. Let's see. Where in Skytown is this cell supposed to be? Storage for cooling system. Okay. That is probably out the other end of this place. Oh, yeah. That's a little much to have right now. Actually, how far in are you at this point? I was able to pop in for a little bit before I started, but I didn't really have the greatest chance to pay attention. Okay, it's definitely not over here. Where would storage like that be? Eric's here. Not in the Aurora Chamber. Works. Ah, probably over here in Ballista storage. That would make sense. Yeah. I mean, the scaling in that's probably going to remain funky the whole way through. Because, you know, fan game. Wait. Where am I relative to that? I am not anywhere I want to actually... Oh, no, I can take the Skytram and it'll be fine. still, if you've already beat Giovanni, you're doing pretty well, I'd say. For how grindy that was starting to look, that sounds like it's going along pretty well. This is where the escape pod went in. This is not where I wanted to be. Let's see. This is where the landing pad was. I want to go this way. Yes, because that was a great idea. Let's shoot the exploding thing while it's right next to you. Reflexes are one thing, stupidity is another. Does this take me where I want to go? This certainly takes me... Yeah, actually, that's better than the Skytram would be. Oh yeah, and if you don't like heights, this place is not for you. Can confirm. But we won't be here much longer. I just need to get to that ballista storage area, get the thing that's there, and get the hell out. We are actually exactly on the ring I want to be on. All the perspectives of this place are so weird. I'm kind of sad. These guys used to do a crazy Power Ranger roll away from me when I kill them. Unfortunately, I have too much fire on this weapon now, so they just melt. It's a little disappointing. But, you know, it is what it is. Yes, this was, well, this would be on the Wii, actually, not the GameCube. This is the third one. The first two were GameCube. This one was a Wii exclusive. It's technically running through the trilogy version, but 6 and 1/2 doesn't the other there, really. I'm using a specific variant of the emulator for it to be able to run it with mouse and keyboard as an experiment, which has been working out quite well. You out of the sky, you out of the sky, and I'm just gonna drink your energy. Give me all that energy. And thank you. Yes, you're gonna try to do weird energy things. Now, where in here would an energy cell be? It's probably up at the top. Come on. Reorient the grapple. Come on. Come on. Too far. There we go. So if I seem like I'm firing more accurately than you would expect of the game, it's because of the fact that I'm able to use my mouse and keyboard instead of what would normally be available to you. Okay, that neutralizes enough of that. It's a safe bet that the energy cell I'm looking for is in here, considering the fact that this shit is spawning in here. Just gotta figure out where I need to go in here. In spite of how I'm moving and acting, this is basically blind for me, because I never did this part of the game when I played this when I was younger. I only got past, like, the first planet or so. It helps a lot, but at the same time, there is a bunch of catches to it as well. Some of the controls are a little weird as a result of it. But the accuracy is very helpful. Okay. Okay, that hand scanner was used already, so that's not part of the current puzzle. I'm just gonna go over here for now. Because I remember there being something over here we couldn't do anything with the last time we were here. Let's see. So I will say, if you're trying to get the intended experience, I do not recommend using the keyboard and mouse variant, because it makes it significantly easier. About the only disadvantage to the keyboard and mouse is you can only really dodge when you're locked onto something, and of course, with the accuracy of mouse and keyboard, you're not really going to be locking on as much as you normally would be. Or at least, I haven't been, and that has come back to bite me a few times. And yes, I am actually having to give health in order to charge those things up. And there's what I need. This was a lot easier than I expected this to be. That's all the energy cells in the game. We just need to go back to that busted ship, get what we need from there, and then we can move on. Well, this is a lot of older content at this point. I'm a little over-equipped for it. But I appreciate the sentiment. We're having to do some backtracking just because plot and game mechanic reasons. Every single one of these has to have one go collect all of insert widget here in order to unlock the end game. You know what? I think I can get away with doing this. Bingo! Who needs your level design when I have shortcuts? And if anybody else's heart dropped when I jumped off there, don't worry, mine did too. And I'm the one doing it. Let's see. I want to get back over here? No, that's the power works. Where the hell am I going? Oh yeah, I want to use the launch pad over there to get back to the ship area over there. The map in here is really weird and disjointed because it's all separate floating platforms, so it gets a bit confusing. All of them before they can get much in the way of shots off. Let's get the hell out of here. 'Cause I love the aesthetic and the idea of this place. I hate getting through this place. It is such a headache. I feel like I'm in the wrong room. It's because I am. We'll heal when we get to the ship, so it doesn't matter if I get a little scraped up on the way. And there we go. That's the end of what we need to do in Skytown. I probably could find some more energy tanks and such laying around, but we have more energy tanks than I had at the end of the last two games, so I'm not too worried. And this one has so far been easier than the other two. if I had to pick one series, I probably would pick this one. And as much as people would scream at me, I do prefer the Prime games over the 2D Metroids most of the time. But I think that's more of an aesthetic thing than the actual mechanics, since mechanically they're all very similar. Will you stop making pop-ups, please? Yeah, the whole thing is we needed those energy cells to power this abandoned ship back up in order to get something from the depths of it. I'm not entirely sure what. In order to activate a space pirate Leviathan ship in order to then get to their hidden homeworld to finish this whole thing off. Not sure why that one wasn't getting hit. It was definitely lined up right. Oh well. Hello, Metroids. Don't mind me. Just passing through, doing my job. Y'all be chill and I'll be chill. That's a lot of electricity. Come on. Get out of my way. A lot of dead people, don't mind that. Everything's fine. Keeps throwing me off just how short that elevator is. I keep thinking it's gonna be longer. Good thing we don't need to breathe. Oh, that's the problem. Bye, boys. Good luck with the vacuum of space. Yep, he was drained. What happened to this guy? Ah, impaled on an energy scythe. Definitely pirate activity. Another energy tank. Okay. Yeah, this was the ship that the pirates used to gain access to the Federation's security systems and fuck up everything forever, basically. Okay. He's being consumed by the Phazon to make more Phazon, which is not great. Kind of a problem. Most of these people are being eaten. Yeah, safe to say something exploded there. The reason why I'm aiming for the liquid stuff first is it makes these little guys. So if I get rid of it, it won't keep making more little ones. Okay, these are jammed, so I need to get them out of the way first. This would tell me where another energy cell was if we hadn't already found it. Right. That's gonna tell me this is broke. Yep. The Aurora unit used to be here, but this got obliterated. That's where the information about the last energy cell would have been, but we found them, so it doesn't matter. I stumbled across a bunch of them just in normal play, which helped a ton for getting this part done. And let me tell you, if I had to manually go back and go find every single one, it would have been a nightmare. Now, the question is, do I need to do the energy cells in the other part of this place before I can do these two? So I'm not seeing anything obvious telling me what to do with this situation. So I can't rip them off, missiles aren't working. There's nothing behind them. I certainly wouldn't be able to get the ship in here to blow them off. So, kind of at a loss on that one. There's nothing else in here to scan. And the other room in question is a power core room. So it would make sense for that to be necessary. I think it's over here in the research lab. Because the tube in question spits out in the direction of this room. So I wouldn't be surprised if those two are connected. So let's go deal with that and then come back to this. It's a little bit of a detour, but it's probably required. That was a bad frame hit. Those happen from time to time. It's fine. Everything's fine. Hi. Still can't destroy those even in hyper mode. Pop this in. And then pop this in. And that'll start this system up, and I can just ignore that guy while he tries to chew on me. Okay, the item got sucked away down the tube. That's fine. I assume it will output where I think it will. Yeah, because it goes around the loop I saw before and drops me off. Okay, no, it dropped me off here. We can blast that out of the way. Okay. Yeah, this is in the med bay now, so we're going around. And that guy to dust to get him out of my way. Okay, that did not spit out where I anticipated it going. I am now concerned I did something wrong. Yeah, because this is back in here now. It's possible that was genuinely just for that ship missile expansion, which is kinda sad. I'm not happy with that answer. That might be the answer. I think we just went through this tube here. Yeah, because it's all connected on the map there. Also, if you think this map is a little incomprehensible, you'd be right. Yeah, we're currently one floor down from the med lab now. I mean, from the Xeno Research Lab, rather. We are in the med lab. I'd be the first to say I'm not 100% sure on what to do about that other room, then. But I am gonna go put myself back in the room we're having an issue with, and see if I can make some sense of it looking at it again. Simply put, don't really know what else to do about that. Wait. Is there something off that room? Wait, no. I'm heading to Xeno Research still, right. Let's check that again first, since it's right here in front of me, then. Because there is one other thing I think we can get now that I move the other panel up. Potentially, anyway. Or maybe not. I thought somehow it would have raised this other one up, because I thought we could go up in there and do something. Let me get rid of these guys so I can think. The problem with these phase Metroids is they can literally phase out of reality. So until they charge, you can't actually hit them with any consistency. Thankfully, once you can hit them, they're a joke. Because as you can see, if you shoot a missile at them when they're not charging, they'll just poof and tell you to go to hell. Because they're bastards that way. Okay. Now I can think a little better. Hang on. Jesus Christ, how many of you little fuckers are in here? Okay. Now, is there anything else I missed in here? It's not looking like it. Nothing else really stands out to be scannable. I'm gonna file that vent over there under red herring and go back into the hole. See if there's something I missed in my pathing through here. But I would assume not, considering it's just a tube. Unless there's somewhere I can bust out of somewhere along the way. Just gonna drop a bunch of extra bombs around and see if there's anything that pops open or anything. This could pop open. Nope. We don't have power bombs or anything, so that's not a thing I need to worry about in this one. Like, hop out here? No. Ceiling's too close there. Well, this is a thing I've managed to do. I'm gonna stop doing that, because that sounds awful. But, that's a thing, apparently, that I can do. I can attach to the ceiling by mashing jump. Can I get out through here because of the lightning? Is that why the lightning's there? To discourage me doing this? Nope. Because I could certainly understand discouraging me doing that. Ow, 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 ow. Ow, ow. Get through. Where are we currently? Okay, that takes me all the way through security access. And then spits me out where we came out. So yeah, I think... Now that's weird, though. That must have done something in the other room, in spite of it not letting me out into that room. Because otherwise, what the hell's the point to putting those 2 energy cells in there? Because getting just a ship missile expansion doesn't make sense. Especially since we would then still have this problem. That doesn't add up. And usually when something doesn't add up, there's something we're missing. Oh? He fell off now. That's different. No, I don't want to stop current emulation. God damn it, game. That happens sometimes when I use the spring ball too much. It gets a little mad because it's on alt, and alt tries to activate all the stuff at the top of the emulator. Things get a little spooky at times. I have thankfully yet to actually end up hitting yes by accident doing that, but it absolutely could happen. Which is why I avoid using the spring ball where possible. Okay. Because the troopers, some of them were outfitted with their own phazon enhancement devices. Which is why they ended up sometimes exploding. That's great. Doesn't look like anything else has happened in here. Just the one corpse fell, and that's about it. There must be something I'm missing around here somewhere. Like, just somewhere I'm supposed to jump to that I didn't think to jump to, or something. Wait. What's this? Okay, so they ripped the AU out of here. Lift system offline, return power, do the thing. Wait. Aha! There it is. Just missing something obvious, as expected. That'll unjam those, we put the energy cells in, and we're good to go. I knew either it involved the other room or I was overlooking something. There was no way there was anything more advanced involved here. Something's coming. Oh, great. Another Hatcher Metroid, huh? Because we already done this twice. We need to do it a third time. Yoink. Just gotta hit each of those weak points until they retract, and then we rip each tendril off one by one until it dies. Brutal, but, you know. He chose to come out here. He could have stayed down in his hole where he was safe. Instead, he chose to aggress on me, and that's the result he gets. For some reason, can't come over here, which is kind of funny to me. Oh, there he goes. He figured it out, finally. I don't know what was stopping him from getting over here, but... Also, you'll note that the hitbox on them's a little funky, because you would think about 30 of those hits would have actually landed there, but nah. For some reason, they don't. Which makes dealing with these things a little annoying. Which is why I usually use the homing missiles, just for convenience sake on these. Especially when we're down to, like, the last one. But, dead is dead. That's all that matters. Goodbye. Now we can move on. And here I was worried I was gonna have to go long in order to finish things. Unless the last area is really damn long, we should be able to get this done in my usual, like, 4 or 5 hours. Which will be nice. Hey, put that down. He might be a pirate, but that doesn't mean you get to drag him around by the head. It's my job, dragging people around. No. Oh, there's another one, huh? No. Bad. What happened to you guys? Internal bleeding from assault rifles. Energy burns. These four definitely just wiped each other out. And her incident. Planet Aether, home of the Luminoth, was struck by a Phazon meteor 5 decades ago. The impact had catastrophic effects on the already unstable planet, creating a dark twin of the planet and a dire race known as the Ing. A brutal war between the twin planets took place, with the Ing gaining the upper hand. The GFS Tyr went to the sector and to investigate pirate activity, but were forced to make an emergency landing on Aether. Shortly after, the entire crew of the Tyr was attacked and annihilated by the Ing. Hunter Samus Aran was sent to investigate, and wound up entangled in the local conflict. Aran fought against both space pirates and Ing and arose victorious. Aether's dark twin vanished, taking with it the Ing horde, and the planet's peace was finally restored. After the Aether incident, the Federation sent the GFS and her back to Aether to deal with the pirate base. Upon arrival, the crew and marines of the Anhur assisted the native Luminoth in dismantling an abandoned space pirate mining facility. During the operation, the crew detected the presence of Phazon, and the ship's crew investigated and collected several kilograms of ore, which would later lead to the development of the PED system. That whole incident on Aether was the contents of the second game. That explains where the melee weapon went missing. It got stuck in him. Energy generator was ripped out. Ah, okay. So I need 78356. 78356. There we go. Give me all of your data.
This will be the last communication of the GFS Valhalla. Our efforts to repel the space pirate boarding force have failed. They have successfully removed the primary mounting structure around our stasis tank. It is obvious now that they intend to extract us from the Valhalla. It is vital that the Federation receive this transmission. Severing main power. A large bioform is creating a new implant into sentient planet, which is the source of all Phazon. Darkness coming.
Secret message discovered. Neat. Nothing we didn't already know, though, unfortunately. We know that they stole the Aurora unit in order to gain access to everything. for some reason the access code is stored within the physical object in a way you can look at. Which I found a little odd. There we go. This, I'm assuming, is a Space Pirate landing pod that had gotten smashed into the side of the thing here. There we go. We've hacked into their codes, and now we can access anything of theirs, pretty much.
The data you just acquired appears to be a Space Pirate Leviathan command code. It is likely that this code could allow us to control the Leviathan in orbit above the pirate home world. Find a way onto the Leviathan and use that code.
We already know how to get onto the Leviathan. We've been on it. I had just gotten ahead of myself by getting there that way. So now we just get off this ship, go back to the pirate home world, go do the thing. I'm going the wrong way. I want the elevator. The elevator will get me out of here. I'm a little disappointed that there wasn't that much to be gained by going in here. It literally was just, hey, you need to come in here for plot. Like, I know it's basically tradition at this point for them to have a section like this where you go backtracking all over Great Creation to get insert thing here to get to the end, but still the weakest part of each of these games. The artifact collection in the first game, the keys in the second game. They're nice puzzles, but I feel like it would have been better if they were actually built to be done as you were going instead of being kind of front-loaded in this section. Which, this one was a little better about you naturally being able to get a bunch of them. They are, yeah. Though the puzzles are generally pretty simple. I do like having to figure out what room each of those hidden items are in. It's again, a pretty simple puzzle, but it does involve a little bit of thinking. Now, we can go back over here to the pirate homeworld, and the Leviathan warp was, I think, connected to the command center. I will say, this one has been the nicest about backtracking because you have multiple landing sites on each planet you can go to, so you don't have to backtrack through an entire area at any point, necessarily, unless you get really lost. And most of the areas are, as a result, pretty small, which is a blessing and a curse. It makes for a pretty short situation in most of these places. And it also hampers the exploration a bit. But, again, it means there's also a lot less meaningless trekking when you have to backtrack a lot. But this is also a series known for its backtracking to begin with, so that's why it's a bit of a mixed blessing. The actual teleport, I think, was in the... I think the actual teleportation spot was in the research area. Now that I'm thinking about it. Or was it? No. I think it's this unmarked... Oh, goddammit. Hang on. Going the wrong way. I think it is actually this unmarked transit station over here. Yeah. So I just need to get back there. So I was remembering right. Just the way these maps are designed kind of fucks with me on a regular basis. Okay, so I need to go up the elevator, go to the command station, go to the transit station behind it. Easily done. And I apologize if the speed I'm moving around on the map is making it even less comprehensible to everybody else. If I look at it too long, it's gonna make my head spin. So, I try to just zip through it so I don't confuse myself. And in the end, I'm the one who needs to know where we're going. This, I think, is the path to the command station. Yes. Yes, game, I'm aware, and now you're gonna send me to it on the map and annoy me. Appreciate it. Enjoy your food. Yeah, this one's holding up just fine. It hasn't overheated at all, so we should be okay. I also did not need to climb up here at all. Yep, squid's hanging out. Brought one of the biggest raids I've had in a while all around. Ooh. Ah, okay. Dungeons & Dragons Online's pretty good. It takes a bit of doing to figure out, and it does show its age in places, but it's a good MMO. I have no idea how it's changed over the last few years, of course.
Samus, we have gained control of the Leviathan. Now we'll be able to open a wormhole.
Well, yeah, the pace on that's gonna be very different, even though they're operating off of similar sources.
I look forward to fighting
They're working. The better way I have to put it is operating off of different versions of the rules for D&D to a degree. What did he just tell me to do? I really wasn't paying that much attention to what he was saying. I'm assuming he wants me to go join him on the Federation ship. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to get across, but Brain kind of had a fit mid-sentence and just went, no, you're not going to finish this sentence. It makes too much sense. So, Squid, I already told Amber this, but I took a look at my old Neverwinter account for shits and giggles the other day, and you'll never guess what I conveniently happen to have sitting in that account as far as characters go. It made me laugh when I found out of what I had sitting in there. Well, you've got half of it right already, yes. Now, what class do you think it was? And that's gonna be the funnier part. Because it wasn't what I expected. But now that I remember it, it makes sense. You're close. You're almost there. Yeah, it literally happened to be a halfling barbarian. Which killed me inside when I saw it. And I'm pretty sure I literally made it that just because he would be a tiny ball of anger. And it just seemed so perfect. Like, his weapon is legit bigger than he is, and it's special. There's also a very boring ranger on there who's probably getting thrown in a trash can and replaced if I do play the game at all again. I mean, the game does have one of the biggest advantages all MMOs have towards me is the fact that I don't have to pay a subscription for it. But I still make no promises about committing to that idea. Actually, that's a far easier image to call to mind than it really should be. Now this battleship's gonna open a wormhole for the rest of us to follow. That'll take us to the living planet phase.
Sir, Samus's ship has joined the fleet. Thank you, Ensign. Leviathan Command, you are cleared to fire the portal beam. Once the wormhole is open, order all ships to enter. Affirmative, Admiral. Message to all ships. Prepare for entry. Maintain battle formation Titus.
I mean, that sounds pretty much accurate, yeah. It's like that one post I saw of the dragon that adopted an entire building of businessmen and to build her horde. Pew pew lasers everywhere. Just gonna ignore all this. Goodbye, everybody. Good luck. Not my problem. I got a planet to blow up. Now, the question is this going to be a full area, or is this just going to be boss fight? If it's just boss fight, this might be over a hell of a lot sooner than I thought it'd be. And that would be a mild problem. Because then I'll just be kind of annoyed, because it's like, okay, I might as well just finish this yesterday. Oh, that doesn't seem ideal. Oh yeah, we do have Phazon in us, and we are at the home of all Phazon. This is where this corrupting stuff came from. We're having some problems. Pretty much. Just gotta make sure, you know, not to slip at all and crush everybody. Okay, I need to constantly be balancing this meter now, huh? Okay. That's a concern. Can still scan things, so that's good. The bright side to this is hyper mode's real strong, and being able to use it indefinitely is gonna be helpful to a degree, except also very dangerous. Ah, okay. That's anti-phase on now. Overload this with energy. Make it explode. Okay, so it looks like we got some area to crawl through before we can get where we need to be. I got my vision. What the hell? Ah, okay. Need to go under it. Yeah, that's where I was at with that logic nimble. That there was some concerns. Frame rate wide. Ah. Go through the goop tunnel. That to destroy those. When I first played this, I always expected there to be more of a situation where you had to actually minimize your use of hyper mode to not die in general. Turned out that didn't actually matter at all. It was a little disappointing. I was real worried the bounce was going to send me off the damn level, and I was going to be very annoyed. This looks important. course, you know, since it looks important, that's exactly why I'm gonna break it. Yeah, that is going to be a bit of a complication, is not being able to hear the game at all. We can probably get... No, I don't think an audio splitter would necessarily work. It'd be a slight improvement, but it would still have its own problems. Because it might also get real jumbled after a bit. How did the sounds end up working out yesterday, anyway?
Meep meep.
Okay. Good. Yeah, that's the trade-off. Honestly, depending on who's there that day, even if you could hear the game under normal circumstances, you might not be able to hear it at all once they're done with it. Starting to have some concerns about the constant creeping of the corruption meter. Doesn't seem like I'm really able to get rid of it that well here. Hopefully that doesn't become too big a concern in the boss fights. 'Cause I'm sure there's gonna be more than one boss. There's been more than one boss for most of these. Hi. How you doing? You kindly let go. Don't eat me. Thank you. Hey, sir. I want to scan you now. Yeah. It's a good thing I'm not going for 100%. So considering his wasn't red, it probably wouldn't be part of 100% anyway. That's a lot of Metroids. Okay. Nothing bad happened. I think fall damage doesn't exist. Ah, it makes more Leviathans. Let's put an end to that, shall we? Guess I have to pull both sides off before I can hurt it. If Definitely seem to have upset the locals by doing that. But you know, unfortunate for them, I don't care. I'll upset the locals all day, every day. Now what do I do? Act. Get a Metroid attached to my face, that's what I do. Oh, come on. Come back around to the other side so I can shoot you. God damn it. Down here bad. Down here bad. For fuck's sake. Die, you little bastard. This was a terrible choice on my part. I should have went around this way the entire time. Starting to get the feeling this is going to be a lot like the ending of the last two games, where it's the weakest part of the game. Which is unfortunate, but you know, it is how it is. I can only assume that this little child has a lot of goddamn health. You would think by now it would be dead. There it goes. Now into Hodor we go. Yep, I figured we were gonna have to fight Dark Samus at the very least once. She's gonna have all the abilities from all the hunters she claimed along the way, as well as her own. Okay. Because each time we defeated one of our fellow hunters, she came and claimed their body. She'd already taken over them, more or less. I don't know what the hell she's doing. Doesn't seem to have actually done much of anything at all. So, I have no idea. She can clone herself now, that's great. One's lit up, one isn't, so you can tell which one's the clone. She's gonna do her dive. Okay, you're making clones again. That's the clone, let's get rid of that. May as well scan her and see if I can learn anything useful. Morphology, Dark Samus, phase-on energy-based entity, disrupted by hypermode attacks. Nope, not very helpful. And now you're doing... Oh, I don't like the look of that. I don't like the look of that at all. That's the real one over there. Okay. That's neat. Stop doing that. Don't like that. It's a real interesting pattern you're doing there, but just enough of that. Okay, they merge rather rapidly. Noted. Projectiles now. Interesting. These hyper mode missiles seem to be the way to go for dealing with clones. Aside from times like this where they're invincible. Ah, she's healing during that. Okay. That's why you want to fire upon her while she's doing this move. Okay. When they merge, she gets protected by them. This can't be the end of this, though, because this has been way too simple a fight so far. I'm almost certain this is gonna be a multi-phase fight. I am so glad I have good reflexes and instincts, because I'm pretty sure that beam would have hit me if I hadn't just reflexively jumped when I heard that sound. Yep, there's the stolen Aurora unit. Now I assume she's gonna merge with it. Yep, as expected. That might be a bit of an issue. What do I do with this? I assume it involves those tendrils. Morphology, Aurora Unit 313. Hatch on its head, protects core, damaged core to sever cables. Ah, I see. Okay, you still spawn clones. That's upsetting. Clones fire volleys of projectiles. Noted. I'll go simple and just go my preferred color of red. Trying to rip its brain out. Then again, I suppose it is a brain.
Kill them all.
Absolutely. Those deals weak points. Damn it, quit spawning babies. I'm just gonna have to shoot them. See, I shot your babies. Now how do you feel? Woo! Not happy. Understandable.
Well, he's dead. Real shame. He will be missed.
Ah, damn it. Not stay open long, do you? There it is. stun. Come here, you. Just gotta rip the brain case open and open fire. Oh, you're gonna laugh at me, huh? See how well that works out for you when I rip your brain case open again.
I'm in danger.
I am the danger. Yep, they're doing their Morphball thing now. Okay, good for them. Okay, you can stop that anytime, kids. Come on now. Lobbing projectiles at me. Doesn't seem like I have to do anything during that attack. Just gotta not die. Which is, of course, in some cases easier said than done, but we all know that I'll get through this just fine. Pop goes the brain case. And pop goes the Aurora unit. Yeah, I had a feeling it wasn't gonna be done yet. Just ahead now, huh? Morphology Aurora Unit 313. Severed cable is exposed to weak point that is vulnerable to attack. Do I need to get under it? Okay. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew. Wait, quit running away with that. I need to hit that. Oh boy, just going apeshit, huh? Ow. I would like to request that you don't smash your head into my head anymore. Stun, okay. Laser spin again. Okay. Just need to stay in the middle, and I'm mostly safe from this attack. Oh, this one's a bit more of a problem. I need to actually lock on for this, and even then it'll still be a problem. Okay. Again. And there we go. And that is why I'm saying that this one's, one, easier, and two, the keyboard and mouse being available makes this easier. I don't know if that's game, but that might be game. I would assume I'm gonna have to fight one more phase.
Flawless victory.
No, that's looking like it's dying. It's not happy at the very least. Huh.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
There goes the corruption, so I guess it's over. Huh. Yeah, I really should have just finished this yesterday, apparently. Huh. I expected this to be like a full planet and everything. Huh. Meanwhile, the fight in space continues.
Sir,
I mean, I did tell you I was gonna go blow up the
Engage and
planet.
prepare to retreat. Activate the Leviathan's warp field. Get us out of here.
Don't you fucking leave me behind. I really thought they were gonna back the flagship the whole way out instead of turning it around. Yep, that's not moving fast enough. So they all warped out. I don't see a yellow ship among them, though. So that's a concern. We might have went down with the planet.
Damage reports coming in. We've lost 37% of the fleet. Half of the surviving ships are reporting heavy casualties.
Sir,
Not
we've
surprising.
confirmed the wormhole has disappeared. All the Leviathans are gone. The crisis is over.
What about Samus?
Negative, sir. No contact.
Well, you're the one that opened the damn wormhole without even checking to see if my ship made it out. Ta-da! Plot character. Of course we live. We also got rid of that stupid suit you gave us.
Transmission from Samus's ship.
Yep, that's the end of Prime 3 Corruption. I stand by what I said before. This was significantly easier than the previous two games. And I'm gonna credit part of that to Prime Hack because of the fact that keyboard and mouse made a lot of the shooting a lot more fluid for me. But even still, you were provided with more energy tanks much more quickly. Most of the bosses weren't that difficult. The general enemies were honestly more of a threat than half the bosses. You were provided with a lot of your abilities pretty rapidly as well, which gives you a lot of options for dealing with problems. You had minimal ammo concerns throughout most of the game, because the only ammo you needed to manage was your missiles. And even those you barely needed to manage unless you were using them excessively. There's not much needed missiles. Altogether, I understand why people think this is the weakest of the three. I think the game is fine. I don't see any serious issues with it. With the motion controls enabled, it would have been a little more padded out and a little worse, I think. But the motion controls did feel decent when I played it on the original hardware once upon a time. So I don't think that would have been a serious problem. It's a little unfortunate that the audio is getting a little crunchy here, but it is what it is. That's just how emulation goes at times. Would I play it again? No, probably not. I might, once I have a capture card, redo the trilogy on the original hardware, but I'm not super committed to that idea. I like the idea.
The planet Phase, Samus Aran's arduous fight against Phazon has ended. However, in the vast regions of space, this victory is just a twinkle of a star, spreading the light of hope through the darkness.
Okay, they're done talking. And that's the thing, is there was nothing bad about this game. I enjoyed my whole trip through it, but there's also nothing so notable as to make me want to do it again. And this was still a... let's see. Each stream was at least 4 hours, and I did 4 streams of it, so it was like something on the order of 10, 12 hours. Ah, okay. Those day one races get to be a bit it wild, so I see why you would want to farm for it. Yeah, if you've got that day 1 race, we may need to either reschedule or just skip a week. Yeah, that's gonna be a big thing. I do not mind, like I said, rescheduling or skipping this week and then just doing it next week. That should be fine, yeah. What I can do is I'll just do Alundra on Friday, and then we can do the collab on Saturday. I have no problem with that idea. And as you can see by what's on screen, the game ended a bit more rapidly than I expected. Because I've only been live 2 hours today, and game's over. I'll give this one uncredit, though. I didn't get mad at this final boss. And yeah, by all means. I know you got a lot of work to do. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep going with something else, or if I'm going to wrap up after hanging around for a bit. Since, you know, it is a rather short stream, but at the same time, I want to keep these concise and coherent. Let's see what percentage I got this time. Difficulty normal. Percentage complete 68. Okay. That, I think, was the highest percentage completion I got out of the 3 games. Total time, 10 hours and 33 minutes. So that was actually well ahead of the average for this game. The how long to beat time for this, I think, was 14 hours? So being 4 hours ahead, it is pretty good, I'd say. Let me double check that. Make sure I'm not talking out of my ass. Because this might have been the one that was really short on the list. Okay, no, I remembered it right. Main story is supposed to be 14 hours, completionist would be 17. Whereas, if I were to turn around and go get all of the items, it probably would bring me up to the 14-hour mark. Yes, I will go ahead and save that. Because I don't intend to go back and do all of that. Because there's really not much point. I do kind of wish I had done the other 2 games on this trilogy save, just so I could show all 3 of them side by side in here. Because now it just looks a little weird having the... Clicked on all the wrong things. You see, it just shows the zeros for the other 2, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. You go ahead and close this because we don't need that anymore. If I spot something I want to start immediately, we'll go ahead and jump into the next thing. If not, I'll probably just raid out and call it good. Because again, I want to keep these reasonably coherent to what they're supposed to be. Because otherwise the YouTube playlists are going to get rather strange. As it stands, I'll probably cut this extra bit off of the... Thank you. I thought I did show you, but I might have forgot. All of my emotes are better now. I've improved all of them. I think I might have just considered it not good enough to bother for sharing the change to that. I don't know. It may have also been a matter of you were asleep and I was like, I won't disturb her sleeping. Like here, I'll unload all of the existing emotes that have been changed. I need to fix the loot one still, but that's all of the upgraded emotes. Since I do not have very many emotes, that's all of them side by side there. The loot one's probably gonna get taken out and potentially it's gonna get turned into some variation of Bit Badge instead of an emote since it really hasn't been seeing any use. I still need to touch up the sub badge some more as well. You did mention you were thinking about doing that. I still have like half of my spaces left. I just haven't decided what to do with them because I've been so slow about making emotes because they take so much to make. Or at least they take so much for me to make. I cannot speak for everybody on that one. Oh, I didn't know you made that one color change. That looks good, but at the same time, in some of the colors, it looks a little concerning. Especially when you're not expecting, and I just turned my head and looked at it and went, wait a minute, what am I looking at? And then it eventually cycled to blue and it made sense again. Hmm. Yeah, none of my immediate reach games are jumping out at me as the next series to do for these Metroidvania days. So I think I will actually just wrap at 2 hours, even though it's a little bit of a light day. I also probably should let my throat rest because it has been getting sore after the past couple days of reading a lot of dialogue. I do not want to actually hurt my throat. I think that will do it. Even though, like I said, it's incredibly short. I do see a stream I've been meaning to raid live. So, that will work out nicely. So again, thank you Nimble for the raid you gave me that powered a lot of this day forward a lot faster and better than I expected today to go. Oh, thank you everyone who's been here today. I wish I could maintain a longer stream today, but like I said, I don't want to overdo it, and I don't have an immediate thing to hop to. Other than that, I don't really have anything new to offer. We've already talked about the potential that we'll be doing the collab on Saturday instead of Friday, so you all know about that. Most of my streams are going to be starting an hour later now, because I'm balancing the ideas I put in that poll, since I got two different thoughts in there, which was keep it the same and start and stream later. Starting at 2 p.m. most days now will probably work a little better for me, because it gives me a bit more time to get things done before I start, which will lead to a smoother stream for all of you. Other than that, I don't really have that much to offer. Sunday's going to be more Symphony of War till we finish that, which is probably going to take quite a long time considering how long it took on the last one and to get anywhere, because we only got, I think, like 4 chapters in the few hours I was playing. Alundra probably is going to take at least 3 or 4 more streams if I had to hazard a guess. And then Monday I'll figure out what new Metroidvania to do. I might put up another poll on Twitter to get people's opinions on things, but I'll need to actually, you know, pick out a few things to put together for that poll. But we'll go see Dream Harrier live doing the Dragon Ball Advanced Adventure on the Game Boy Advance. It's a decent game, and they're good people. Oh, I hung out with them for one of their celebrations a couple weeks ago. Other than that, thank you all again, and I don't really have anything to add. And if anybody has a final question, I'll give you a minute or two to throw something at me. Otherwise, just about all of you know where to find me. Indeed. Xeno's doing a Fall Guys event on stream. That would be Thursday? I'll probably join, but I don't think I'll stream it, since it is one of my off days. I'll probably hop in for at least for a while. That was, what, you said 1900, so I think that's like 1 p.m. my time. So Squid, that'd be something like 2 p.m. I don't know. It'd be earlier for you, later for me, I think. So yours, I think, would be like noon. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that would be 1 my time.
Oh, hi.